Hey guys, and welcome to part 3. Today is Cities of Death Day, and I'm going to be doing a double recording, getting both Cities of Death and the Tyranid Leviathan formations and everything all done today, and get everything sorted. So it can all be uploaded tonight because I'm going to be going away over the weekend. So we won't be able to publish them on the days I said. So I'm going to hopefully try and use the video manager to make sure they go up on the correct days. Right, Cities of Death. It's very quick and straightforward. It's kind of think of them as a special variation to Maelstrom of War missions. All of them require lots of buildings, so the more buildings you have, the better. You need a minimum of 6, or 6 ruins, or basically some sort of building you can have, because they're the objectives, or you put the objective markers in the buildings. You don't put them in the open. Basically, yeah, it doesn't matter about like the normal rules for objectives where you have to be minimum of a minimum of 12 inches apart. Yeah, minimum. Yeah, there has to be 12 inches apart and 6 inches from the table edge. It doesn't really matter with them. They just go in buildings. You get to place them where you want. There's kind of like no real thing there. You have 6 of them, but there is 6 missions for the city fights. So I'm going to go through them. I'm going to go through them after I quickly go through these city fight objectives, because it's like tactical objectives, but not. They're city fight objectives, well, cities of death objectives to be straight. There are 66 of them, so you roll a d66 to generate them, or you can draw your tactical objective cards and then just refer to the book to get the correct the correct objective. As the same with the tactical objectives, the first 12 objectives are capture objectives, like go capture objective X, Y, or Z, with a slight difference. The first 6 are basically just the normal ones: capture objective 1, capture objective 4. The next 6, the 21 through 26, is capture the objectives, but you have to held those that objective for 2 consecutive turns, and you are awarded for 2 victory points for it. So that's pretty cool. The next ones are go capture these objectives, but they have to be held by your opponent. So if your opponent doesn't have them, these kind of are a bit annoying because you can't really do them. But you can go do them, but you don't get the bonus of them. Basically, what it says is if you control it, you get the 1 victory point. But if your opponent controlled it and you push them off it, you get a D3 victory points instead. The next lot are kind of variations of that. Go control certain objective markers, controlling certain amounts of objective markers, stuff like that. Then you've got other things which involves shooting people in in ruins and those kind of things. Like one of them, crushing firepower, get 1 victory point for destroying an enemy unit completely during your shooting phase. If the unit happened to be within a building, you get D3 victory points instead. So stuff like that. You can see the theme here. It's very if something's in a ruins, you kill them while they're in the ruins. You get bonus for them because they would have had cover saves, etc. Other ones are no witnesses, killing characters, witch hunter, kingslayer, scour the skies, Counter Strike, big game hunter, and stronghold denial. Those kind of things. So you can kind of see where they're going with it. It's like a lot of first 12 objective based. Next ones are kind of like control area based. Next ones are shooting based, and then the other ones you got like random miscellaneous ones that you need to tag on. So yeah, it's a quick overview of all the missions. Okay, I'm going to quickly show you the diagram of how the board gets laid out, or pretty much how the board gets laid out. That's pretty much how it gets laid out for 5 out of the 6 of the missions. For deployment sides, you've got 1 quadrant and the other quadrant for where you deploy in, and you roll off. There's no particular armies in it. It's just that. So, I'm going to go through the missions. Mission 1 is Fire Sweep. It's basically a standard tactical objective mission, but using city fight objectives. You deploy as normal. You've got to have your buildings on there for your objective markers. You roll for deployment as normal. You roll for first turn as normal. You generate 3 cities of death objectives a turn. You can discard 1 per turn, and you get victory points for completing them. You also have first blood, line breaker, and so the warlord. City Fight objective special. The City Fight objective special rules are City of Death objectives, mysterious objectives, night fighting, and reserves. So standard. Uh, Mission 2 is High Ground, where the only slight modifier is each turn you have a mission called you have a particular objective called High Ground, which is one of the actually one of the tactical objectives, number 45. Basically, you score D3 objectives, D3 victory points for controlling the tallest building, and you get that every turn. Whoever you completed it last turn, you automatically get this. You can't. Let's see, where is it? No, that's the wrong page. Basically, you get this at. You automatically do this, and you can't basically. You can achieve it later on, kind of thing. You basically get that thing. So basically, you're fighting over the tallest buildings for the primary part, but you can see it's going to be a bit fun. Just try to fight over the tallest buildings. So you put like 2 tall buildings in the middle of the table, and that's where the main battle's going to happen. But you have other objectives around the outside, which you're also going to be having to fight over. City of Death mission number 3 is called Domination. Instead of rolling rolling a d66, the modifier to this mission is you only roll a d36, so a d3 and a d6, and you only use the first 12 objectives, and you're basically doing that again like the other missions, deploying like in the quadrants, lots of objectives round, roll off like normal. First turn, roll off as normal, seize the initiative, basically normal tactical objective stuff, but with the modifier, it's just using the city objective missions, the first 12 of them. Nice and simple. Next one is maximum attrition. Basically, again, the same. Basically, it's kind of like High Ground, but you automatically get crushing firepower, which is the one I talked about before. You get extra D3 victory points if you kill a unit that was in cover, or you automatically get victory point if you kill a unit just completely. You get that once a turn automatically, so it can always be achieved. Same like all the other missions. You have First Blood, Line Breaker, Slay the Warlord. Normal drawing of objective cards, so you get that one. I'm not sure, it doesn't state that if you get this one on top of your 3 objectives, or this one including 2 other objectives. I'd say you get this one and 3 other objectives, because otherwise you're just going to be constantly trying to gun down your opponent and maybe going after 1 or 2 objective markers in that game. But again, normal deployment rules, normal first turn rules. Urban Assault, basically identical to the first mission, apart from the slight alteration of the first 12 missions are again important, but you don't just do them, they are with double victory points. So if you happen to have one that says score D3, you roll a D3 and then double it. Or you can just roll a D6, you can kind of choose that. But again, yeah, standard tactical objective missions, deployment, first turn, drawing objectives, and then secondary objectives of First Blood, Line Breaker, and Warlord. Special rules, again, Cities of Death objectives, mysterious objectives, night fighting, and reserves. 5 is the most unique one out of all of them. The other ones are kind of, yeah, they're okay, but like they're just variations of it. So basically, you get different cards. They'll probably bring out cards later on that we can buy. And if you want to play Cities of Death missions, and you get to play them with these cards instead of using the Maelstrom of War mission cards. So yeah, deployment is different on this one. You roll off who deploys first. No, sorry, I lie. You deploy units one at a time. So you and your opponent take turns to deploy it. You deploy troop types. You have to deploy 1 unit at a time, taking turns. The unit must have the troop battlefield role. So if it's a troop choice, they're the ones you have to deploy first. And then must be deployed within 3 inches of an objective, 3 inches of a building with an objective marker, The building cannot be chosen if it already has been chosen for another unit, so you need to have a minimum of 3 units out. And then everything else comes in from reserve. So you've got to be really careful about what you actually deploy, because you could actually get tabled first turn. You roll off to see who has first turn. You generate 3 Cities of Death missions, as you normally would. Standard victory conditions, but there is no line breaker. There is also some extra special rules for this mission, unlike the other ones. Lines of retreat. All units, no matter where they're falling back to, always fall back to their nearest table edge. As you can see on this one, there is no distinct deployment zone. It's actually, the table is just free game for everyone, because the mission is called Isolated Resistance, so you've got to be very careful and determine what you actually want to deploy and where. So you want to put like hardy units out. Make sure you don't get tabled, because you've got to survive the second turn, I think. And you also have scattered reserves. Units arriving from reserve must roll a d6 and deploy on the corresponding table edges. So basically you've got to deploy, you set your table up, so your 2 short sides are 1 and 6, and your 2 long sides are 2, 3 and 4, 5. You roll and they deploy up there. Units that can arrive deploy by deep strike. Units that can deep strike may deploy using deep strike rules. Any other special rules, warlord traits, and all that allow people to change how they arrive from. People change how they arrive from reserves. Cannot be used in this mission. So if you have anything that says your warlord trait says so many things can outflank, I'll probably take that as a bit of a house rule to basically you may be allowed to a reroll on the table, or like your house rule, you maybe re-roll that warlord trait or something like that, just to make it a bit fair. But yeah, that's it for the Cities of Death missions. Nice, quick and simple. A little bit to go through. Nice short video. Thought I'd get the 2 big ones out of the way first, and then do this one before going on to Tyranid formations, because there's a lot in there and a lot of nice formations in there for Tyranid players. So yeah, like and comment if you enjoyed the video. Comment if you think I've got anything wrong or have any more questions. Also, comment if you have anything more you want me to review, and subscribe, because there will be more. There won't be a White Dwarf weekly update on Saturday. That'll be on Tuesday, because as I say, I'm away, and I'm away until Monday afternoon. So at the earliest, it'll be Tuesday, because I've got to get back and get recorded, and I'll have to get a digital edition, so I won't be able to buy a hardback edition. Also, good luck to everyone who's trying to buy the campaign box set that's meant to be coming out tonight on pre-order for the new Tyranids vs Blood Angels. Good luck. I'm going to be fighting for one myself, and if I manage to get one, I'll be doing an unboxing. So yeah, like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed, and stick around, there'll be more.